Show, well, those are your own. But just keep in mind that the views, information, or opinions expressed on the Tuddle Daily Podcast are solely those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent those of our sponsors. Yeah, it's called free speech, people. Nobody's forcing you to listen. Get ready for your daily dose of Tuddle.
The all-time greatest intern/producer we've ever had, of course, Tuddle. Tuddle in Florida.
From the Hobo Fish Camp, it's the Tuddle Daily Podcast.
No wonder nobody likes you, Tuddle. Everything's a goddamn debate.
It's long. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another edition of the Tuddle Daily Podcast, Friday edition. Hopefully you guys have had a great week. I don't even know who even would listen to a live stream on a Friday night at 6. But you absolutely, and I probably shouldn't say this, especially for the people that are watching right now, but it's bike week. Pretty busy here in Volusia County. Non-stop. Living at this new place, I've been having to get used to new sounds. Like, we would have barges and stuff that would come by on the river over at the Hobo Fish Camp. We could still hear the train, but we are so much closer to the train now. Holy crap. And trains really don't bother me that much because growing up every summer, every single day of summer, I was over at my friend Derek's house, and literally he lived 10 feet away from the railroad track. We're probably, I don't know, a football field and a half away from the railroad. And I can still hear it, but I'm starting to get used to it now. But now living so close to US 1 now, you hear all the bikes, loud ass pipes. But you know what, though? I'm not one of those people that are going to complain about Bike Week because I know how much money it brings to the area. Same thing goes with Speed Weeks. What left we have of spring break? I don't even think they even attempt at doing Black College Reunion anymore. I think they got rid of the truck fest as well too that they were having here because they were having a lot of issues with that. A couple of ways you can get a hold of me. I'm manning the chat room right now. What up, Holyoke? What up, Joe the Supermarket, Iggy T, Raymond B, UPO, happy Friday, Tuddle. Glad you could join me, Joe the Supermarket. Hope you're doing okay, my friend. But yeah, you can give me a call here, 407-270-3044. That's the new thing that, now that I got my work in the studio and stuff, I take live phone calls now. 407-270-3044. And when I'm not doing the show, if you want to call in and leave a voicemail, you can easily do that. Or you can email me, tuddle@gmail.com. I want to thank my studio sponsor, myeasywireless.com. Make sure you go to their website, support the sponsor of the Tuddle Daily Podcast Studio. Any fun plans this weekend? I got some people that are coming over from the West Coast, East Coast, that are into bikes that are going to be hanging out here. So I'm looking forward to that. I don't like to put people on blast. I don't even know. I sound like a complete douche when I say put people on blast. Home from the hospital again. That's good. I mean, hopefully you don't have to go back anymore to the supermarket. Got a lot of great things I want to talk about. One of the main stories that I did want to play, and I wanted to get your opinion on this, ladies, guys. I can see where this would like work out, where this would be something. Oh, man, I didn't even pull the audio over yet. All right, here. But yeah, so I was seeing this story about people that are spending more time apart, people that have been together for like 30 years and they don't live together full time. It's called living apart part time. And I don't know, is this just dating or is this a relationship? Because I just don't know how many ladies would be okay with this. And I know that there are some guys that probably wouldn't be okay with this. I'm getting the story over there now. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, here we go. I got it. This is very, very interesting. Yeah, I'm going to break this down. And I want to hear from you guys. For love, you can call in or you can hit me up in the chat room and leave your comments there.
Relationship.
All right. So they're talking about not living together because they say the reason why a lot of these relationships aren't working out the way they used to. And I think I'm froze up again. Yeah, I am. What is going on here, people? This. Boom, I'm back. Here we go. Anyways, I'm going to get to this story here eventually, or if it's just going to crash me every time I try to load it. But it's part-time apart. And a lot of people...
Relationship. Well, for more and more couples, it's a living apart. Our anchor, Tiffany Kenny, has more on what's behind this growth.
All right, so we all know that some of these guys, maybe some of these guys are being true to the game, staying true to the agreement. I know I'm blew out, but I'm back. I'm back. Don't freak out. Computer just froze up a little bit. But I find this very, very interesting because is this really a relationship? Guys, girls, is this a relationship?
Growing trend.
Tammy Lamb has been with her partner for nearly 3 decades.
We met when I was 32 and he was 37.
Okay, so, I mean, this is in their 30s. And they've been together for over 30 years. Now, maybe this works for them. Maybe this does not work for everybody. Like, I mean, it would be nice, but also both people in the relationship have to be very trusting of each other. There can't really be any jealousy. And there's got to be a perfect balance. Like everybody has to be into this 100%.
And we are now in our 60s.
What makes this Tampa couple's committed relationship
Tampa too. And they've been together for a while. So like, I mean, the proof is in the pudding when it comes to this. It has worked for them. Maybe that's just being on top of each other nonstop. You know, I've seen a lot of relationships go sideways when they start working together. Like you never ever get a break from them. Like I watched Ted Lasso when Roy and Keely start working together. They're going to work with each other. They're at home all the time. They're on top of each other, up each other's asses. And I could see where that would wear thin.
unconventional is that they've never lived together.
It was, I mean, we didn't plan to do that, but it was just, I wasn't going to live where he lives and he had his office where he was.
All right, come on, news. Wait, I know I got a lot of my graphics up there, but the news has got her face completely buried. Maybe she didn't want her, like, from the nose down being shown.
And it's just been great the way it is.
Tammy was ahead of her time because living apart together, or LAT as it's called.
Now, they always got to have an acronym for everything. LAT. Yo, you down with LAT? Yeah, you know me.
Is a growing trend, and couples have different reasons for doing it. Tammy likes her independence and alone time.
All right. See, guys would like you to believe that we need our alone time, but I really don't. I think women are way more independent than what men are. I'm just, from my experience and from what I've been seeing more and more, maybe it's because the guys are just becoming a bunch of wusses. They're not being real men. And they just need time with their other half. And women they don't care. They're like cats. Like, when you're not showing them attention, they want attention. And when you want to show them attention, they want to ignore you.
I had a job that I used to work for Visit Tampa Bay, and I used to book citywide conventions. And so I spent a lot of time having to talk to people, entertain people and stuff like that. So when I came home, I just wanted to be by myself.
Did she have a bad past? Bad relationships? Because she just seems like she just wants a male to come over and take care of it, knock the cobwebs off of it every month, once a month, once every other month. Who knows? This guy, he probably wants more, but he doesn't want to look like he's, desperate. Funny thing is, I don't know if they actually talked to the guy in this relationship.
According to data from the U.S. Census Bureau, an estimated 4 million married couples live apart. One survey suggested that around 10% of adults in Europe, the U.S., Canada, New Zealand, and Australia live apart together. Up to a quarter of people in Britain are doing it.
All right, Amy, see, this is kind of like something you might be able to know. Hit me up on the chat room there. Let me know. Is this something a lot of Brits are doing? I'm saying 25% of adults from Great Britain, GB, United Kingdom. Is this true? Like, I would think that the Brits would be like old fashioned and stuff. No, they're all about living apart, giving each other some space.
On Facebook, there are dedicated groups to couples who live apart together. This one, called A Partners, has more than 4,000 followers.
Is living apart together the secret to a happy relationship?
Well, maybe not for everyone.
And it seems like this is like some older cougs as well, too. Like, they're wanting to play the field as well, too. Look at this. This chick all knows about living apart.
Everybody, but it's a happy way for a lot of people. More people than I really had anticipated.
Author Vicki Larson has researched and written about LAT and is currently co-authoring a book on the subject.
All right, so, but how many men is she living together apart or living apart together? How many guys are in the United States that think that they're living exclusively? Now, does living apart together, is that an exclusive thing? Or can you live apart together with other people? Need to know the ground rules here when it comes to this, because it's a little confusing. You want your space, but do you want your space to the point where, I don't get to know what you're doing when we're apart together?
She says her research has shown couples who live apart feel happier, more committed, and less trapped.
It's a way that...
Okay, well, Maybe it is just our animalistic instincts that we don't want to feel trapped. Because when you're in a relationship with somebody, you really should never, that term should never, I had somebody calling in here. Let's see who this is.
Let's see who this is. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up, buddy? Happy Friday to you. Hey, I was watching your show, and good show, by the way. But hey, I was watching, and I'm thinking what you're talking about with couples having a successful relationship when they live apart. I'm kind of hoping, since your show is a little bit Bubba-centric, as you know, probably, if maybe you don't know, Anna and Blitz started dating officially on the Bubba the Love Sponge show, and I couldn't have more approval of that myself. But it kind of makes me think, I wonder if there'll be like a moonlighting effect, if you will. You know, once Bruce Willis got with Sybil Shepherd on the Moonlighting show, that show was history. And that is not what's going to happen here.
So what you're saying is you're afraid there might be like, well, I don't want to say Me Too thing, because technically isn't like Blitz her boss though, right? Like what if the relationship goes south? What if there's like a wrench thrown into the well-oiled machine that's known as the Bubba Love Sponge show?
Well, I mean, that's a Tuesday, buddy. Right? I mean, there's a wrench thrown in it every day. That's kind of what makes it what it is. But anyway, I was just hoping that doesn't come to fruition there, the Bubba Army land. Anyway, great show. I just want to let you know I was listening, and keep doing your thing, buddy.
All right, man. Thank you, Fozzie. Yeah, you can easily call in just like that. 407-270-3044. In the middle about talking about people living apart together and how it's great for their relationships. The couple that I've been playing audio from have been together for over 30 years, and they have never lived together once.
They can have a romantic relationship and be committed and not lose their sense of self.
Larson says the arrangement benefits divorced parents who aren't ready to blend their young families and older women who've been divorced and widowed and want to be free of traditional gender roles.
See, I mean, the women. Greetings from the Ocala National Forest. Signal is a little choppy. Well, it might be because you're in the middle of the Ocala National Forest. I don't know if it has anything to do with my deal, but yeah, I mean, men would like this. I think men would like this. Who knows? But I mean, you would think real men would like this. Like, yes, I want time apart. But the emo type dude that has evolved from what our parents were like, yeah, we want to be around our chick, because like we don't have a lot of confidence in ourselves. Even though guys like to try to act like they're confident, they're not confident. They're not confident at all. And maybe it's just me. I've never, ever, like, I mean, I can fake it until I make it when it comes to confidence. But I am absolutely a wreck on the inside the whole entire time, because I'm like, don't want to mess this up. Don't want to mess this up. It's a pretty looking girl. You don't want to mess this up. No, that's the whole entire time. You're like, just don't mess this up. Just don't mess this up. Just don't mess this up. Because it's always nice to have, like, a sex partner on deck. I mean, it's nice. It's not like I've had one on deck in quite some time. But guys, the whole time, we're just like, don't mess this up. Don't mess this up. You got a good thing going right now. Don't mess this up.
And it's not to say that there isn't any caretaking when you live apart from someone. Obviously, someone is sick or whatever. I mean, you're going to take care of them, and maybe you'll even do their laundry or cook for them or whatever. It's just that it isn't.
Yeah, that's all men want as a mom, I guess.
So prescribed. There isn't an expectation. And if there isn't an expectation, then you can break free from that.
But living apart together doesn't work if there are...
No, I'm not saying that, Miss Amy Sinha. No, I don't think if couples live apart, they'll cheat. But that's what guys are thinking. Maybe that's what women are thinking as well, too. I don't know. Maybe we've become untrusting, like, people, animals. Maybe we're just raised to be untrustworthy. Oh, just close my rings. Close my rings sitting down. I wonder how that's
insecurities in a relationship, or only one person is in favor of it.
I think if somebody is going into it or one partner wants to do it and the other partner is feeling rejected, I don't see how that's going to work. I think that both partners have to, really be on board for it to work.
You know what we did not see? And I brought this up. I brought this up at the beginning of it. We do not see the guy. The guy did not get to speak at all when it came to that. Like it was all down to the woman. Maybe the guy was not down for this. Maybe the guy was like, no, I'm not going on there because this is something you've chosen to do. Not me. Maybe this guy wants more. And just like in that story, they took it from the view of the women. It was like women that are divorced, women that are widowed, that don't want to feel trapped. So is that how it is, women? Woman, is it how it is? No. We really want to know because like it's kind of confusing for us at some points. I knew this was going to happen. I don't like getting into like this personal stuff, but man, how many days do you have to like before you start worrying about not, going number 2? Because it's been almost 3 days for me. And I don't know, maybe it's because of the new diet. I'm doing the intermediate fasting. So I don't know if that's kind of like messed up my digestive system. I mean, I'm having gas and stuff. Man, it's horrendous as well too. Ugh. When your own like gas really, really stinks, you're like, oh man, what the hell? There's something's wrong. But yeah, it's been a couple of days, and for the most part, I'm a pretty regular dude. And I know a lot of you people probably don't want to hear me talking about my bowel movements and stuff. What up, Fish on Jay? How are you, man? But yeah, man, any more than if I don't do at least one in a 24-hour period, I start to worry. Now it's almost been 3 days, and I don't know. Yeah, I remember when you done the concrete tomb. Yeah, I remember when I did that. But yeah, I took a lot of Imodium that day before I went in. When I was buried alive in concrete, I took like 6 Imodium before I went in there because I didn't want to go to the bathroom, especially number 2. Now I know that I was going to have to, do number 1. I brought in 3 empty Gatorade bottles, the big mouth ones. And I almost filled up all 3, but I also wasn't drinking a lot of water when I was in there. One of the hardest things about that whole being buried alive in concrete is that with my ADHD brain, it just, when I don't have stuff that is stimulating, time crawls for me. It really does. It's you need to take a brown shower. But no, it's funny. It's funny how time works. Like when you're having fun, time flies by. Maybe that's why your childhood years, like now looking back on it, I would love to have my childhood years back. We all would, to be able to know and still know what we have right now, what we know now. Oh, it'd be amazing. But maybe that's why our childhood just crawls by. And then when you get out of high school, it goes by faster and faster and faster. And it does. The older you get, time goes by quicker. It's not going by any quicker to you, but time is relative. So to you, time is what you make of it. And if it feels like it's going by faster, then it is going by faster to you because you got more things behind you. Because when you're young, you don't have that much stuff behind you. And as your past starts building and building and building, that's why your present seems like it's going by faster. That's how it's been proven. But when I was in that too, man, it seemed like it. Yes, exactly. It's because you have less life in front of you. And it's weird. It is so weird because I got to tell you, My 20s, they went by fast. Who's calling? On the air. I have to call you back. It's a person coming over. But yeah, so it really, really does like screw with your head. But when I was in that concrete tomb, it just crawled by. Those 10 days that I was in the hospital, those 10 days that I was in the mental institution, those went by. That was the slowest. I mean, I swear to God, that seemed like almost a month to me, because you were on a floor the size of a football field. There was one window on the side where the sun set. It was facing west. Oh, duh, Tuddle. It's where the sun set. Yeah, I understand that. But there was no clocks in there. One window facing towards the sunset. Had no stimulation. They would give you coffee, but it was decaf. They would not give you any caffeine. The food was awful. No seasoning. They didn't like to give you anything in that place. And it just went by so slow. You know, like when I'm doing this show and I got a lot of people that are just engaging, and I got extra people in here, and I got people calling, I got people participating. The shows go by quick. And it's great. Like, I mean, I didn't even know I was like a half hour into this right now. Not even like crutching on any audio or video right now. I do have some extra stories. I want to get you updated on that accident on 95. Everybody's trying to pass the buck now. Yeah, no, the funny farm is not fun when you're in it. And you know what? I mean, I've talked about this before, but, you know, a lot of people want to think that I'm mad at Bubba because I got Baker acted. Yeah, it sucked. At the time, I absolutely hated it. I hated it. But now looking back on it, that's where I realized. I was like looking at everybody that was in there. Everybody that was in there had some type of trauma growing up. And they were dependent on substances to self-medicate because it's not cool, especially in the South, for you to be depressed. Because if you go to your parents when you were younger, and it's not that they knew any better, but it's just the way that they were raised. It was the way that they were raised, and you couldn't go to them and say, hey, I'm depressed. You know what they would tell you? They'd come back. What do you got to be depressed about? Stop being sad. Be happy. Be happy. You don't have any responsibilities. Shut up. Be happy. Don't want to hear that. Put a roof over your head. You got clothes. I feed you every single day. What do you got to be sad about? And everybody was self-medicating because you can't. Nobody wants to go to the doctors, because if you went to the doctor to talk about your problems, that was a sign of weakness. But going to the funny farm, like Fish on Jay said, it was there. My mom would tell me that all the time, LOL. What do you have to be depressed about? Exactly, Iggy T. It's the truth. And the thing is that our parents weren't being rude, Iggy T. They weren't. That's just how the way they were raised. You know, just like the same way, like kids are not born racist. They're racist because they learn that stuff from their parents. They learned that shit from their parents. So it gets passed down, and it gets better as every generation. Is the percentage as high as we would like it to be? No, it's not. It's going to take us a lot of time before we start making a lot of changes, because it's all about, I take care of my kids. I take care of my kids. I can raise them how I want to. I can fuck them up as bad as I want to fuck them up. You can't tell me anything. As long as I ain't beating them or physically hurting them or sexually molesting them, no. I'll raise my kids. I will fuck them up as bad as I want to fuck them up. Somebody's out there with their tuner car going down. That's also the other thing, man. People haul ass down this road. But being in that hospital made me realize that, everybody's self-medicated. That's why you got to stop drinking, because you're self-medicating. It's ruining your life. You're not dealing with your issues. You're not dealing with your stuff. Once I became sober and everything, you know how hard it was dealing with real life issues? And they're not even that bad, because guess what? A lot of people every single day, they deal with their issues, and they don't have to go get messed up, get drunk as hell, do a bunch of pills, get high, because they can't deal with life. And it sucked. It sucked. Sucked dealing with regular, everyday, boring ass life sober. But I started getting back into the swing of things. And it's all about getting into a daily routine. People like me, people like us. I don't want to group you guys in with how I am. But for the people that are kind of like me, takes a little bit of time. We're trying to assimilate. We're trying to fit in. We're trying to be just normal, everyday people that can deal with just ordinary, everyday life without having to self-medicate. And Bubba, he did. He saved my life, sending me to that place. Even though at the time, it was the worst 10 days of my life. Yeah, I see you, Jason. I see you, Fish on Jay. But I did a lot of growing up. I just nodded in my mic. I need to get a cover on it because this is going to get dirty. You don't realize you work at any radio station where they don't clean the mics on a regular basis. Eee. And people aren't even eating. This is just people scarfing down food and not brushing their teeth before they go into the studio, and all the just gunk, goo, people with their coffee breath, people with their cigarette breath. They're all getting all their gunk into the microphone. And that's why people don't like you going into work at a radio station whenever you're sick. Because good luck, man. Like, honestly, I'm glad that they closed a lot of radio stations down and made people work from home. I don't think you're ever going to see or hear your favorite radio personalities broadcasting live from a iHeartRadio cluster or a Cox cluster, because like now they're all doing it from home. And people will get used to the sound, because you got to admit the audio is not as good at their house, because they're not going to be able to like buy him. People have what I call Komodo dragon mouth. Yeah, dude, I can sit there and watch Komodo dragons specials all the time. Ugh. They're fascinating. They're very patient. Come up and just bite a bull, probably 10, 20 times bigger than them. Just wait for the bull to just get sick and go off into a corner and die. Yeah, I could sit there and watch Komodo dragons. Pretty rough, too. People go out there. I was watching a special on that island where they got that high concentrate of Komodo dragons. If you're a woman, you can't go and visit. Hey, what's up? What up, Billy? Thank you, man. Yeah, it's actually, I got the problem figured out. By the way, guys, if you're in the Facebook or any of the other like various platforms that I'm on right now, give me a thumbs up, please. Like, if you hit that like button, it does help me out when it comes to the algorithm of stuff. So any of the platforms, if you could throw me a like, that really does help me out a lot if you could do that. So I can actually put like comments up there now. I can put that up there. People have what I call Komodo dragon mouth. But back to the Komodo dragon thing, that if a woman is on her cycle, they will not let you on that island to go out there and check out the Komodo dragons, because the Komodo dragons will all the Komodo dragons will come from miles around just to check out the woman that's on her cycle that wanted to get the pictures. Oh yeah, as a woman, you will definitely get attracted, and you will get some of the best pictures of Komodo dragons, but it's not like they're not going to take a hack at you because you're bleeding. I think Jimmy is the only one that drives to the station. Yeah, I mean, could be the case. Could be the case. I mean, I know that I would want to be at the studio, but I don't know. Anyways, guys, I'm not going to do a very, very long show today because I got a lot of stuff I got to get done. But I do want to play one last story here. You got Bike Week that's coming up this weekend. Just be careful out there for the super fog, because this is a story that ended up happening here on 95. See, it's going to...
Are now able to use all lanes on I-95 more than 24 hours after a string of crashes.
Man, I wonder why they started letting Justin Wormuth rock the facial hair and stuff. I mean, look at that. They usually like to keep these local news anchors baby-faced and stuff. What up? Granny loves getting banned.
Left 3 people dead.
Sorry,
this
buddy.
was the scene yesterday near Edgewater. Troopers say drivers had nearly zero visibility due to dense fog.
This is all, if you didn't see the show yesterday, talk to me about your sponsor, My Easy Wi. Is it fast? Yes, it is. It is very fast. Check it out. Granny, good, honest show. Thank you, William Dargas. Oh, I'm glad that I, hold on. All right, I'll open this. I'll finish the story. I do have an email that I need to read.
And smoke from a controlled burn in that area. And then finally, just before 5 o'clock this morning, the 20-mile stretch was reopened, but the investigation into what caused the crash is only beginning.
Well, yeah, it was a mix of fog, cold air, and everything few and far between. I got somebody that's interested in interning for the show. I need to talk to Vulture. I've been giving Vulture a space this week. I pissed him off after my meltdown the other day when it came to the thing. So what I'm trying to say is that I'm sorry, Vulture. What do I got to do? I need you, my friend. I got interns. I got people that are wanting to help out. So let me get to this story.
News 6's Ezzy Castro is in Volusia County with more.
Drivers are able to use I-95 here in Volusia County.
My exit right there.
Again after a series of deadly crashes yesterday. And today we are talking to troopers about where they stand in their investigation.
Now the job is piecing all of this evidence together to exactly do a timeline of...
You know what? Screw this. I'm going to get to this email, and then I'm going to get out of here because I got some things I got to do. What up, Franklin the mailman? I'm not even going to mention the guy's name. Well, it says his name is Big Trees. Big Trees. What up, Big Trees? Hey, Tuddle. Hope all is well with you. Are you looking for an intern? I will do anything asked and extremely interested in being your intern. If that is something you're looking for, I won't hold you up. Thanks for your time. Yeah, yeah, you know what? This guy, I'm going to have to send this to Vulture. I don't know, I don't know what kind of trouble, because I know that they, changed a lot of the rules and stuff. I don't know. I know you never left. I know I need you, Vulture. I'm sorry. Please forgive me, Vulture. Please. I'm sorry. Anyways, I do have an intern. I will send that Vulture's way. Anyways, guys, got a couple of things I got to get done. I got some people coming over tomorrow. I'm going to go out and I'm going to get some Bike Week content, do some interviews, bring that back. I'm going to do some shows this weekend. Make sure you subscribe. If you're listening to the audio podcast version of this, the live show is every weeknight, Monday through Friday, 6 to 8. YouTube.com/show, Twitch.com. I'm on all platforms. Check me out. You guys have a great night. Hope you guys stay safe, and I will talk to you tomorrow.